Hello everyone, Meiserang here with a new streak, but this time I'm going to see how well I can do without looking at the at the list of outsiders and villagers and evils and all that. I'm just gonna look at this screen and alright, well there's one evil, so this is a Puka round. What happens if the Dreamer, well, okay, this Plague Doctor has to be real because the Puka will never disguise as an outcast. Alright, Bishop is truthful. Druid is truthful. Okay. So the Druid is truthful. This Plague Doctor could be the Puka, since 5 would be corrupted, 4 would be telling the truth, and have cured the corruption. Although, I don't think it's possible that the Alchemist only cured one corruption. If the Alchemist is a real Alchemist, right? Because, like, 6 would have corrupted 5, 2 would have corrupted 3, and then the Plague Doctor would have corrupted someone else. So I think 4 has to be lying. Alright, 3 is evil. I knew it. I knew 4 was lying. Alright, well, we have a Lilith. We have 1 outcast, unless there's a counsellor, in which case we have 2. I don't know if we have anybody who's corrupted. Well, let's just gather some more information. Alright, Poet's telling the truth. Alchemist is telling the truth. Okay. I don't know if there's a witch. If I click this right now, I'll waste the judge. We have 2 druids. Alright. Judge thinks oh, we have a witch. Okay. That is a shame. Alright, what does this druid think about the bombardier? Druid thinks no outcasts. Other druid thinks no outcasts. So do I kill both the druids, or do I kill the bombardier? I'm gonna kill one of the druids. Well, okay. Suppose I kill one of the druids, and then the druid is good. Well, then I kill 5. And then... okay, both these druids are good, then 5 and 8 are the evils. What if these druids are evil and 5 is good, and then 8 is evil? Okay, so it looks like killing this druid is a good plan, unless there's a puppeteer. Well, okay. Yeah, I'll just kill one of the druids. Okay. Well, the Lilith is fake. Whatever. The Lilith druid is... whatever. No... demons will not double claim. So, the other druid is fake. Okay. So, we do have a counsellor. There are 2 outcasts. And I think everybody has to be good except 8. There we go. Alright. We got 1 evil, so there's another Puka round. Yeah, Oracle's telling the truth. Alright, 4 is not truthful. I think... well, okay, 4 could be the drunk or the Puka. 4 could be corrupted, but then 2 would be the drunk. Wait, do I have any duplicates here? Bard, Alchemist, Oracle, Baker, Dreamer, Knitter, Enlightened. Those are all different. So our outcast has to be a drunk. And it's gonna kill 4. I think 4... yeah, if 4 is the Puka, that's great. If 4 is the drunk, then that's great. And if 4 is just regular corrupted, then 5 is the Puka. Cool. Yeah, unfortunately for the Baker... well, unfortunately for the drunk's life doesn't matter. Sad. Alright, Bard thinks that 6 is corrupted. Okay. Effectively accusing 7 or 5. Closest evil is counterclockwise. Okay. Yeah. So the bard thinks that it's 7 or 5. What happens if... Oh, this knitter is lying. Okay. Great. Okay, 6 could be evil. 7 would be, wait a second. I think... Okay, if this bard is evil, then the alchemist would be corrupted. Okay. And the enlightened would be corrupted. And then the knitter has no excuse to be lying. Yeah, the evil has to be, one of these 3. Okay. The alchemist cannot be accounted for unless he actually cured a corruption, which means the dreamer has to not be the puka, since 4 can't be corrupted. Well, 4 can't be cured, and 6 is too far away. So this dreamer is good. Yeah, so I just kill both these guys, and awesome. 3 villages complete. 6 is good. Let's see if I'll be the judge of that. 8 is a real bombardier. Okay, 8's claiming to be a bombardier. That's cool. We only have 1 outcast, unless there's a counselor. I could just kill the medium to find out if there's a counselor. Let's see if the Slayer can do it. Yes! Alright, get out of my game. Alright, good job, Slayer. 6 is definitely good. What does this druid think? Druid thinks there's no outcasts. Closest evil is clockwise. That is false. Alright, I guess after the round I am allowed to look. Well, I mean, I guess I see everything. So there's no reason to look at this screen. Right? So we have... I mean, we don't have any other outcasts. There's only another outcast if there's a counselor. Okay, well we got a witch, and I'm guessing a puka. 2, 3, and 5. What happens if I just kill 7, and 7's a bombardier? I think that'd be very funny. Okay, suppose 3 is corrupted. Well, I'm guessing that the outcast is a drunk. I'm guessing 2 is the drunk, 3 is evil, 3's the puka, 2's the drunk, and 5 is good. Okay, close enough. Alright, well, 2 is correct about 3, but is 2 correct about 1? Closest evil is counterclockwise. Okay, the enlightened seems to be backing up the lover. Alright, Hunter thinks that the lover is evil. Okay. This bishop must be telling the truth. There cannot be a puppeteer. Well, there cannot be a puppet. Since there's a demon, there's a puppeteer, and then that accounts for 2 evils. Alright, what does this fortune teller think about these guys? So basically what I'm saying is that anybody who's telling the truth has to be good. Alright, doing great. Original baker, okay, that's cool. Okay. Is 1 a doppelganger? Alright, we're doing great. Alright, does 1... So 1 and 3 are not outcasts at all. Could there be a shaman? Could there be corruption? I'm going to kill this druid because I don't think this druid can be good, right? Because 9 got... Well, okay, I think the druid... Well, the druid can't be bakered, I'm pretty sure. Well, let's kill this confessor, see what happens. Okay, confessor's corrupted. Let's see if the slayer can kill the druid. Okay. So... Closest evil is clockwise. That is false. Okay. I don't think 5 can be corrupted at all. Since... Well, I'm thinking 9 is a plague doctor who corrupted 6. Well, okay. Poisoner did not corrupt 6. Puka cannot have corrupted 6, since a Puka would never claim to be a baker, since there already is a baker. Yeah, so 6 has to be corrupted by a plague doctor. So 9 is a plague doctor, 7 is corrupted, whatever. Oh man, so I think this is like a 50-50 here. Well, let's see what this poisoner thinks about 9. Yeah, so 9's possibly a plague doctor. Possibly something else. But yeah, 6, well no, 6 has to be corrupted by a plague doctor. Yeah, so 9's a plague doctor. That's cool. And then, 5 could be a shaman baker, and 4 could be a shaman. Or 5 could be some evil, and 4 is, telling the truth. Yeah, so it's one of these two. But the only way there are actually 2 bakers is if there's a shaman. I feel like it's got to be a shaman game. I should have saved the Slayer ability. I wanted to use it to confirm the Slayer. I guess either way has its cons, right? Because if I don't know the Slayer is good, if I'm in this situation where I don't know, like, if one of these is evil, then having, like, the Slayer try to kill somebody else and fail... I don't know. Let's just kill the Enlightened. Ah, boo. Wait, who was the... Yes, this is a Plague Doctor. The Shaman pair must have been 2 bakers. Huh. Wow, okay, so 1 turned 7 into a baker. Or, whatever, 1 and 7 are both bakers. Well, actually, 7 could have been anything, right? 7 could have been like a slayer or something that got turned into a baker, and got corrupted. That's rough. All right. That would have been a difficult solve even with full knowledge of what there could be. I would have been able to do it, I'm pretty sure, though. Okay, 1, 3, or 7. I do not know if the puppet counts in this list. I feel like the puppet does not, so I think there's no puppet. 1 or 6 is a shaman. Well, 1 cannot be a shaman. So 2 is accusing 6 of being a shaman. Oh, that means 1 has to be good. Since if 1 was a puppet, then 2 would never say 1 or 6 is a shaman. Goodbye, Hunter. Okay. So, Bishop's telling the truth. And that means 7 is good. Awesome. So 2 is definitely lying. 3 is evil, 2 is corrupted. Alright. Well, at least we know that 2 is corrupted. I was hoping that the Plague Doctor would point at somebody that I didn't already know. Alright, Oracle claims Hunter is evil. Lover claims Hunter is evil. Hunter claims that that's not true. Alright, 1 or 6 is a shaman is false. Oh, 6 is good. 6 is probably not corrupted, but could be corrupted. In which case, I think 4 has to be evil. Okay. Lover's truthful, Oracle's truthful, and 8 has to be the last evil. Cool. Didn't even have to flip the last card. I just want to... Yeah, Let's kill the Confessor and see what happens. Alright, well, I guess I'm glad I didn't immediately kill the Knight. Closest evil is equidistant. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, Enlightened is accusing 8. There is a risk if I kill 8 that 8 could be a Bombardier. If 8 is a Bombardier, then there's no Doppelganger. And then the evil has to be 1 or 5. Actually, no, what am I doing? I kill 5, and if 5 is telling the truth, then I kill 8. Okay. Yep, so 2 and 8 are the evils. I mean, I already knew that 2 was evil. Yeah, surprise Bombardier would have been very funny. Okay. These alchemists they both cured 1 corruption. What's the chance that they're both lying and that the Knight is corrupted? Okay. It's like 5's the poisoner, or 5's the puka, I don't know. 5's the poisoner or something, and 4's like the drunk. That'd be kind of funny. And then 6 got corrupted by the poisoner. I could have the fortune teller test herself. I think I'd rather just start killing alchemists. Wow, that was lucky. So I have a sense that 5 is probably corrupted. Actually, I don't know. So if the poisoner hit the alchemist with the corruption, then the alchemist obviously didn't cure anybody. But that also means that the medium was not hit by the corruption. So the medium should be telling the truth. If the medium got corrupted, then the alchemist would cure it, and the medium would be telling the truth. So either way, the medium... Well, okay, so the medium cannot be corrupted. Wait, no, the medium... If the medium shouldn't be corrupted... Hold on, so if the medium is corrupted, the Bombardier is evil, and then, I guess 5 could be the drunk. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna have this fortune teller tell me something. Alright, fortune teller's lying. Okay, cool. Good job, alchemist, you actually cured corruption, and I won the 50-50 when I decided to kill, one of the alchemists. Although number 5 was a little less suspicious since, like, I think if 5 is the evil, it's more likely... Well, I mean, I guess 4 couldn't corrupt the Knight. No matter what. Alright, is this person corrupted? Okay, 7 is evil, 8 is corrupted. Okay. Scout is telling the truth, since 4 away is always truthful for scouts. That leads me to believe that this medium is truthful. 7 is evil, 8 is corrupted. I could just kill 7. If that ends up being a bad kill, then I'll kill 8. Oh, okay. Kill 7. If 7 is good, then that means the Plague Doctor is lying. That means 8 is not corrupted. And that means we solved the level. Okay, good job. Plague Doctor is good. Alchemist is telling the truth. I mean, is corrupted. It's the exact opposite of telling the truth. Puka is 4 away from closest evil. Okay. So it's either 3 or 2. If 3 was the Puka, 4 would be corrupted. So it's got to be 2. So in a lot of my videos, I'll do 20 villages. I'm going to see if I can do that. I don't believe this hunter. I don't believe this alchemist either. I'm going to kill this alchemist. Alchemist is corrupted. Okay, bard's probably good then. 4 is probably not corrupted. Okay, cool. What does this jester think about these 3 people? Alright, I think the jester's probably telling the truth, which means I would say that 8 is probably the poisoner. Alright, awesome. So 8 corrupted 1, and 7 has no excuse. Alright, well, we're at 5 wins. 1, 3, and 8. I think this bishop has to be corrupted. Well, it doesn't have to, but I think it's very unlikely that 1, 3, and 8 have an outcast, given that we see a Plague Doctor and a Bombardier that are not included in those. Let's see. Okay, the Plague Doctor thinks that 5 is evil. I will trust the Plague Doctor, and if that's wrong, then 5 is good. 1 is not corrupted, which means 1 is telling the truth. 2 is evil. And then 1 of these is evil. Yeah, so I'll just trust the Plague Doctor. Okay. Yeah, so 1 is in fact corrupted, but good. Yeah, 2 is truthful. The architect cannot be evil, because if the architect was evil, then she'd be telling the truth. The last evil is a demon. Demons will never double claim, or will never claim to be an outcast, so we know the Bombardier is good. We know that, actually, we know that this Enlightened has to be telling the truth. Yeah, because clockwise is 2 to get to an evil, and then counterclockwise, 1, 2 definitely does not get to an evil. So 3 is telling the truth, and then, what does this judge think? Judge thinks that the Bombardier is truthful. Yeah, so 6 just has to be the last evil. Okay. Bard thinks there are no corrupted characters. Alright, well that gives me a little more confidence in killing this knight. Okay. We got 3 empresses. 3 empresses and 2 judges. That's a lot of duplicates. I suspect that this is a shaman game. And there might also be a doppelganger. What if I tested the judges on the knight? I'm just gonna do that. Truth and truth. Alright, judges. Good job. Okay. I think I'm gonna believe this bard. This doesn't look to me like a game that will have... Well, I don't know. Hmm. Well, let's look at the three empresses. This empress says 3, 4, or 8. Uh, this empress says 4, 5, or 8, which is actually the exact same claim, right? Because 3 and 5 are both not evil. I have a hunch that this is a doppelganger game, which means that 4 is evil. And then 6 would be the odd one out. Okay. Actually, okay, suppose 2 and 9 are good. I think, well, what if it's a counselor? I feel like this bard is telling the truth. Well, could a puka even fit in this game? Like, maybe 8 could be a puka? No. Okay, 7... Like, I feel like this is a counselor game, and this lover is evil. Nope. 1 evil adjacent. Okay, is it just the 2 empresses, then? Yeah, so the judges are truthful. Okay. Yeah, I don't... So it's not a counselor. I mean, this does feel like it's a shaman. 1 is evil. 1, 5, and 7. Okay. Oh, so 7 is good. Okay. So this Empress is evil, and... Okay, thought it was a Ba. So 3, 4, and 8. Oh, yeah, and then 2... Well... Yeah, so 3, 4, and 8 are good. And this Empress is lying. Okay. I guess in this case, a shaman and a counselor kind of do the same thing, right? Because the counselor added a doppelganger, and a shaman just added a regular duplicate. All right, we get 2 outcasts, so it's possible that whatever, that the plague doctor is real. Okay, so yeah, Oracle's telling the truth. We have I'll just have the fortune teller test herself. All right, fortune teller's truthful. Bard thinks that the knitter or 9 is corrupted. 4 is not evil, 8 is not evil, so the Empress is accusing 6 of being evil, but 6 is also not evil. Alright, 7 corrupted. 5 is evil, 7 is corrupted. Okay, well that's a lie. 5 was telling the truth, and with only 2 evils, we can't have a puppet, because there's always a demon, and then if there's a puppet, there has to be a puppeteer. So we have, like, the 2 evils, and then there's no space for a 3rd evil. Oh yeah, and 7 is not corrupted. Cool. And that's a drunk. Good job, drunk. Keep on keeping on. You know what we do to alchemists when they claim to have cured 2 corruptions? Okay. It's hard to account for possible corruption when you don't see anything that would lead you to think there's corruption. So this shaman, this streamer could be corrupted. Well, okay, so we have a shaman, which means we don't have a poisoner. I think the dreamer will always choose an evil that's in play when pointing at, like, when she's a liar. I think the only exception is like when it's just a puka, when there's just one evil and it's a puka, and the dreamer's lying. All right, well, get out of here, dreamer. Okay. So there's only one evil remaining, and it looks like it's probably the enlightened. Since if the poet was evil, then, or sorry, if the enlightened is not evil, then the poet is lying, and is probably not a real poet, and then the medium is also lying, so that's two more evils. Okay, cool. 7 or 9 is a twin. Okay, so we got a twin, we got a Lilith, and we got one more evil. Alright, Hunter also thinks that 9 is evil. 2 pairs of evil? I don't believe that. Well, I was right. Bishop's telling the truth. So, yeah, 2, 6, or 8. Well, 2 or 8 is evil. 2 thinks that 1 is evil. Wait, hold on. Okay, so suppose 2 is evil. Well, then 1... Okay, the Empress is just accusing 1. Okay. Okay. The Oracle is accusing 9 of being evil. The Hunter is accusing 9 of being evil. So it could be 1 and 8 are lying. 1 and 8 are lying. Or it could be 2 and 9 are evil. Either way, I think this Empress has to be truthful, which leads me to believe that this Enlightened is lying. Okay. There probably can't be 2 Empresses. Alright, and then 1 is not evil, and 9 is probably evil. Okay, well, we don't have a counselor, so we can't have extra evils. Extra outcasts. Yeah, if there was a counselor, then there would be no twin minion, and this oracle would be saying something else. Ooh, 9 is a real doppelganger. Alright, 9 is a doppelganger. Cool. Good job, medium. So, this bishop has to be truthful. 8 and 9 are good, so 5 is evil. 2 or 6 is a shaman. Alright, well, since 9 is a doppelganger, then 2 or 6 has to be a shaman, and 6 is not a shaman. So 2 is a shaman. This oracle is truthful. This oracle is truthful. This dreamer is truthful. That rules out everyone except this architect. Okay. So we have 2 enlightens. I'm going to say that, well, oh, so there is a shaman, since this oracle would never say that there is a shaman if there's no shaman. Which means the 2 enlightens have to be good. Alright. Alright, what does this fortune teller think? Fortune teller thinks that one of them's evil. Alright, get out of my, Okay. 1 is evil, 8 is corrupted. Cool. And then 6 is, in fact, a real plague doctor. I think the judge has to be the puka. Yeah, if 3 is the puka, then 2 should be lying. Oh, wait. 2 and 3 have to be good. Yeah, so it's just 4. Awesome. Alright, so this game has a puppeteer and a puppet. Four or eight is a puppet. Okay, so 5 is not truthful. Hopefully not corrupted. Okay. Well, this poet is accusing herself of being a puppet. So either she is in fact a puppet, or she's lying and probably evil. Alright, what does this judge think of the puppet? Alright, judge is truthful. Okay. I don't think there's much to do other than reveal the last person. Alright, one druid says no outcast, other druid says wretch. Okay. That was easy. So this druid's telling the truth. So 6 is not an outcast. And there is no outcast among this bishop's targets. So yeah, goodbye bishop. Okay. Oh, we got a Puka, and she's 4 cards away from closest evil. Well, the scout would never lie about somebody being 4 away from closest evil. So this makes it dangerous to kill a knight. We have 2 outcasts, possibly a third if there's a counselor. Both the empresses are saying 5 is evil. Okay, suppose 5 is evil. Okay. Puka is 4 away from closest evil, so the other evil is 6, 7, 8, 9, or 4, 3, 2, 1. So the other evil would be 1 or 9. 9 would be corrupted if 1 was the Puka. So I think 5 cannot be evil. Alright, so 5 is good. That means the empresses can't both be truthful. I have a hunch that 2 is the Puka. Oh, what if 6 is the... Wait, okay, so 5 is not evil. The only way 6 could be corrupted is if 6 is the drunk, I'm pretty sure. And then 5 would have to be evil. Which 5 is not evil. Okay. Yeah, so 5 is good. Okay, so it looks like we have a doppelganger game going on here. Or a shaman. It's only 1 pair of evil. I find that hard to believe. Well, oh, that's actually completely false because of what the scout is saying. Okay, so the knitter is lying. I think 3 cannot be corrupted. Well, Okay, Puka is 4 cards away from closest evil. We know that 6 is not corrupted. Well, let's look at the possibilities, right? So 7, yeah, given that, well, 8 or 1 could be evil, just not the Puka. Oh, when I looked at 6 possibly being a Puka, and then concluded that it was impossible because, or I looked at 5 being evil and concluded that it was impossible because if 1 was evil, then 9 would be corrupted. But that doesn't make sense because 5 could be the Puka. But anyway, 5 and 6 are clearly not evil. Man, I want to kill 5 so badly. I don't believe these empresses. Well, what if they're both corrupted? That'd be very funny. Alright, what does this fortune teller think? Fortune teller is a big liar. I'm gonna kill the fortune teller. Fortune teller is corrupted. Okay. Fortune teller is next to an evil and a drunk. Is the fortune teller between an evil and a drunk? Wait, what does this judge think? Alright, judge is truthful. Good job, judge. Okay, suppose 3 is evil. Hookah would be 4 away. Okay, so if 3 is evil, then it would be 7. Well, 1 cannot be evil. 1 has to be good, since, yeah, 4 away from this Empress cannot be evil as well. Okay. There's only 1 pair of evil. Well, the knitter is not lying, or the knitter is not evil. If the knitter was evil, then she'd be lying, but her statement would be true. So the knitter has to be good. The Empress... Well, okay, 4 away from the hookah is one of these two, and I think it has to be the bombardier. Yeah. Cool. 9 is a real plague doctor. Okay, I need 9 to not die to Lilith. That's a lot of outcasts. I have a hunch that these are all real because there's a counselor. Just a hunch. Okay, Empress is telling the truth. 3, 6, and 8 contain 1 evil. Okay. I feel like testing the Plague Doctor... Oh. Okay. So 1 is lying. Oh, 6 is not evil. Okay, we know that. There's only 1 pair of evil. Well, if 5 and 6 are telling the truth, then 9 has to be evil. I mean, 1 has to be evil. Okay, if these guys are truthful, then 1 is evil. Well, actually, it could be 1 or 4. If 1 is evil, then 8 should be corrupted instead, which means 5 is evil. So that's not possible. 1 is not evil here. So 4 has to be evil. In which case, this medium is corrupted. And then how is that possible? That's not... Since, wait, no, what am I talking about? The knitter is telling the truth. I'm gonna kill this knitter and just see. What? Oh my goodness. Alchemist cured corruption but got killed by Lilith. Okay. Actually, what was I... I don't know why I thought 5 could be evil. Or whatever. So if 6 was corrupted and 5 was evil, well, that corruption would have been because of the Plague Doctor, but the Plague Doctor was fake. Okay. Then 1 is corrupted by the Poisoner. I guess the Bombardier would also have to be fake. So that 7 could be a dead Plague Doctor. No, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it was impossible for 5 and 6 to be evil. So they just had to both be truthful, and then... Yeah, I just didn't think of the fact that 7 could be a freaking dead alchemist. That cured corruption. Okay. Well, better luck next time. I got 14 wins in a row without this thing, so that's cool. But yeah, I think I gotta try this again next time. It's pretty funny. Until then, thanks for watching.